Terrell Thomas, These Urban Times, and once again, we're sitting down with a gentleman who soon we're gonna look at you as our own personal advisor, financial advisor. He's been helping us and helping our audience understand what's going on here in the world of finances, what's going on as far as the stock markets are concerned, how investments are playing out in these times. Manny Henson with Gamma Wealth Management. How you feeling today?
Doing all right. Happy Tuesday.
Good to see you. Good to see you. We've been getting good feedback so far from the first clips that we've done, and I actually still have a few more things that I'm drop from the first clips that we've done. But we want to keep our audience informed and keep them aware of what's going on. Now we're pretty much almost in the middle of September, pretty much, and the ball's starting to roll. We're seeing changes in our weather so far. It's kind of odd right now from my perspective because we see so much happening in the world of sports and entertainment from going a few months back where everything was paused, halted, or suspended to now we're seeing baseball in full effect at the same time as the NFL's restart and the NBA playoffs. So I know things are jumping as far as those particular avenues are concerned. But how right now is the overall market doing? How is the market doing today, 2 weeks into September?
Yeah, they say that the good market is a market that climbs a wall of worry. So the good news is that people don't seem to be overzealous, but they're not necessarily hiding away. As of recently, this tech stocks and growth stocks have been leading the way with the S&P up around 8.25%. And then Barclays U.S. Aggregate Bond Index, which is a measure of the bond market overall, is up about 6.85%. Inflation's been up about 1.3%, which is good. The Federal Reserve is trying to pump more money into the market and try to get people having an expectation of having a moderate growth in that inflation. And all of that's being led by food, funny enough, right? And then one big surprise last week is Tesla. Tesla is now about $347 billion in market cap, and it surprised the market with the S&P 500 at the sponsor saying that it would not be included, not be in addition to the S&P. It's actually only seven stocks above it in size. So just a interesting move. The stock's been down almost 20% since that announcement, but it's showing that divergence. There's a lot of tech and growth stocks that are moving the big industrials out of the way and leading the market and leading the tone, and they're trying to get included in to some of these passive investments like index funds. But there's rules. It's just to show you that even passive management isn't passive. There's some people that are part of building those and making a decision about what you have in your portfolio.
That is great information to have and great information to hold into moving forward. I know one thing that a lot of people in our audience, also friends and family, have been asking me or asking others looking to find out is, hey, what's going on with these stimulus checks? Where, will we be getting another round of stimulus checks? Where do the stimulus checks stand? So what information can you give us about that?
Yeah, so as of recently, I've been just looking at the news. It's a hour by hour change of the situation that they expect to announce a $1.5 trillion joint bipartisan motion to present something today in the Senate. Last week, there was a bill positioned to the Senate, and it failed to get a key procedural vote to move forward because there's two different groups of people, right? So there's some people that say this bill should be a clean bill, and the Republican side saying that we should be supporting some malfeasance and some of the state governments and giving them a bailout, and sort of speak, is not on their agenda. And they want to also give a little bit more of an encouragement for people to go back to work. So they wanted to come out with a skinny stimulus package of $300 billion. The Democrats, they wanted originally 3 trillion. They came down to around two, and hopefully there'll be some consensus shortly, and there'll be either a check coming to some people this month, or if not earlier next month, if that passes. So everyone's holding out with the expectation that we can get a stimulus injection into the economy before the election. There's not too many people that are against that. It's just a matter of the details. The devils are in the details.
Okay. I want to squeeze another question in that I've been kind of wondering as we move forward. One thing for me personally, when the weather starts to kind of change and we get used to the fall, people normally start preparing for the holidays. You have
Right.
some folks who gear up for Halloween and get a whole big, massive celebration and things of that nature. But the majority of our world focuses on the holidays that take place in November, whether that be in Thanksgiving, also holidays that take place in December. Christmas holiday takes place in December, among several others. Do you see, of course, with the pandemic that's still taking place globally, although things in the United States have begun to move forward again financially, do you see there being any big stock pools, either up or down, this upcoming fall or winter during the holiday season?
A lot of that is up in the air given the election. Election
Yeah.
years,
Okay.
I'm not sure if you
Okay.
remember the last election. On the night of the election, the S&P futures were down almost 900 points. And the volatilities are usually surprises they're going to be happening. So this is not necessarily the typical season. Industrial production is up right now with 3 straight months of being up. In June, it was up 6.1%, July at 3.5%, and now it's slowing, is up about 0.4%, but still in the positive. We
Okay.
expect retail sales to come out tomorrow, and then initial jobless claims on Thursday. So there's been some green shoots, some good things that are coming out in the data. Hopefully, we'll keep continuing. Companies that are leading the way are those who are just taking the situation in strides and making the adjustments that they need to make in this digital economy. There's those companies that are they're struggling, that are the client facing. Those are slow to adapt from a technology standpoint.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
finally, of course, we'll be dropping this one on Friday for sure. This one will drop on Friday. So what should we be looking forward to for the remainder of the week? And I'll say maybe next week as well. Where should we be looking as far as jumps in the stock market, jumps financially, any information that we should have? What should we be looking forward to in the next week or two to come?
Yeah, I think the retail sales number is going to be really, really big, and unemployment is going to be really, really big. There was a surprise last week, and they were thinking that the unemployment rate would have dropped down. No, no president in common past history has ever been reelected with a 6% or greater unemployment rate. We're hovering around 8.5% right now, and they're hoping that if a current person in the current chair right now would hope that the unemployment rate is a little bit lower than it actually is coming into election. Everybody needs to go ahead and request their absentee ballots, right? By the way, if they're not going to be go into the polls by themselves. And I would just say keep an eye out on growth stocks. Try to make sure you're diversified. Don't chase markets. With big announcement now with Ti and a couple other people being wrapped up in these schemes to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So buyer beware. Watch out for if it sounds too good to be true. Sometimes it is
Okay.
necessarily too good to be true. But yeah, just keep on going. Be
Manny,
patient.
it's always a pleasure to sit down and talk with you. I know personally, I definitely learned a lot through our conversations on and off camera, and I'm quite sure that our audience does as well. We have a lot more millennials, Generation Z, and cats in our age bracket who are paying attention to what's going on in stocks and going on in the world of finances. So your services are greatly needed and greatly appreciated. We'll be staying in tune and in contact with you, and we will talk to you next week to get an update and find out what's going on for Financial Fridays.
All right.
Thank you,
Ready for it.
man, and stay safe out here and be blessed.